It's the Villains Talk Show with the people that it's with here. Yeah. Hello and welcome to the Villains Talk Show. We are your hosts. As you can see, I am with the Great Grease Goblin. In the Aether, I have Insanieac, Sir Jeremy, and Sarah Vike, and I am C4. And yeah, this is Villains Talk Show and Podcast. Yeah, we every Wednesday we do a talk show, and every Sunday we do Sunday two shots. We're now calling them double tap two shots because they're like one shots, except they take 2 episodes, so it's just become 2 shots.
We tried for a little bit and then it didn't work.
Double tap for
It really didn't.
No. Me and Sir Jeremy did it correctly and did it in 1 episode because we know how to do one shots.
See, I tried to do a one shot.
Our group doesn't know how to finish them that way, though.
That.
Point is, today is Wednesday, so today is the talk show and podcast portion of our show. And as you can see in the top right corner, it says Crazy Weapons in Myth. And that's just kind of all I could fit up there. We're really talking about like fantasy weapons. Like, I was going to say, I would have said lightsabers at this point, but I have been...
The Death Star orbital cannon?
No, because I was going to say lightsabers, but now I've been sorely mistaken. Apparently that's an actual real goddamn thing.
Yeah.
So, like we're talking about fantasy weapons. Like things that... So...
That might exist one
Or
day.
make you cream your pants that aren't like available yet.
Did you just say you cream your pants at thinking what's not available yet?
No, I
There
think
have
that's
been.
things that you would cream your pants, John. You would.
Oh, okay. Like a
Do you not cream
dubstep
your
gun.
pants when you get like a Come on.
Can you imagine a dubstep gun? It's my favorite
I feel
weapon
I feel
in
so
Saints Row.
underwhelmed by that intro. Please.
You know what? Why don't you take over? Go right ahead.
I mean, I do on the occasion. I have my own stream for that. Check out Insanieac at twitch.tv.
Shameless plug is a shameless plug.
No. What?
But
Not that shameless. Just a little.
You think he is shamed to begin with?
but yeah, no, I had actually.
No, if he had shame, he'd keep to a regular streaming schedule.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
maybe he show his face.
oh.
There's the shots. 2 shots. Double tap, guys. Keep it to the theme.
I'm sorry. Does it feel a little shady over here? It's too much shade.
2 double shots, guys. Good job. I think I'm dead now.
But I actually did. I tried to do some research on weapons after I found out lightsabers are a real thing. And I found out some weird weapons are real things. Like I made actually a small short list of things that I did not think were actually fucking possible in reality, but I was sort of mistaken. So we can go through these one by one, or we can just talk about fantasy weapons. But like one of the ones that I knew was a real thing we were talking about today before we were discussing this was the orbital kinetic bombardment, which is coolest thing ever, but scary as hell.
Scary as hell. Cool thing.
I think they feature that in Invincible. If anyone's seen that new show.
That's hilarious. I'm 15 minutes into the second episode.
Oh, you'll see what I'm talking about then.
later.
It's good, but yeah, they have like a cannon from space.
Spoilers.
This like blue beam of light. I'm not spoiling the show. I'm just talking about a weapon.
It sounds like spoilers.
I've offered no context to the show. You calm yourself.
Yeah,
Talking
so
about the weapon in the show.
what the real orbital cannon is they like literally drop like a fucking lead bar from space and let it hit terminal velocity.
Well, what it is, if you
It looks like a streak. It's not blue, but it looks like a streak.
what it is
Yeah, I don't
it's
know.
these
What color is it? It does have like a different color because lead heats up differently. It's got a different color when it heats
Yeah.
up.
okay. It is a lead bar covered in a coating, And what they are is they're like 10-meter long rods, but the apparatus is a bunch of rings that are magnetized. And so what it does is it pushes the rod through,
Yeah,
and each of the
that's
magnetized rings basically add their magnetic charge as a propulsion unit
the
and then
force, yeah.
fire it at the Earth.
Weapon.
And then it delivers a 10 megaton nuke blast, but it's pure kinetic energy, so there's no radiation. But it's something like it's not extremely accurate, but it's pretty goddamn accurate.
I
But
mean,
they're
when you make the go AOE like that, it's. I mean, you can afford
But
to miss a little bit.
they were built. The reality is they were built to destroy asteroids. It was like I know it's not what everyone thinks it's for, and it can obviously be used to target the planet. But the original use of this thing was so that we fired these rods at asteroids and blow them up with no nuclear impact or outward explosion.
Residue.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Essentially, it's these megaton. It's basically breaks up these asteroids before they come to planet. But I knew about that. No, what I didn't know is, did you guys? I'm sure there's gonna be like a bunch of you guys knew that I didn't. But like, did you guys know they have bullets that go around corners?
Yes.
I had
Yeah,
heard about that actually at one point.
tracking bullets, like legit tracking
Yeah.
bullets.
Look,
Yeah, I had
what?
heard about that.
Yeah,
I
what?
didn't learn about it though, but I had heard about
Yeah,
that.
they're semi-guided. It's like they call them smart bullets,
Yeah.
and they're
Fuck!
guided.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
It's expensive as fuck. Yeah, it's like a little microchip inside the bullet.
Where is my goddamn?
It's like making a beacon for them to be attracted to, right?
So wait, does it like plan a
I think it's
targeting
it's kinda
system?
like I think the idea behind it, I don't know for sure, right? I haven't looked fully into it. Is that laser guided missile?
Well,
So you
yeah.
point the laser, and the missile automatically hits whatever you're pointing that fucking laser at, no matter where that laser is, right?
Yeah.
So wait.
I think that's the idea. So you point the gun, and no matter where you're pointing the gun, that's where the bullet's going.
So you're telling me that we both have seen The Fifth Element,
Or wanted.
or
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no.
Oh yeah. Those things could be a thing.
The Fifth Element. Remember when he
The weapons
pranked?
that they were trying to
Yeah,
sell to the aliens?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's the one in Fifth Element, but then
That's-
there's like wanted. They're using skill, and I use quotations to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, skill.
I use quotations to do that. It was an entertaining action.
It
Once
was
you start thinking
entertaining.
about the physics behind it, you're like,
I'm gonna spin the
looks great,
bullets.
actually.
Very,
The
a
game
very
is so good.
theoretical movie.
Very
Uh,
theoretical. Yes, it was very advanced for its
That's
age.
stuff like this, right?
Perfect. Works every time, bro. Hit the pig, don't hit me.
But mean like, so wait, does that mean the gun can like? So if you're running across somewhere, someone can shoot you and think you get around a corner, and the bullet just goes right in the heart, right around the corner.
I think to a degree, like I said, I
That's
think you have to like point the gun.
ridiculous.
So as the bullet flies, you'd have to like aim and like point the gun, right? So if somebody ducks behind a corner, you would have to like semi-guide that
Yeah,
bullet over
yeah, you gotta reach
around
the
corners and stuff.
Just
you're
imagine
like,
a
No,
s-
you're leading the bullet, not the target, right?
Well,
It's
yeah,
almost like
yeah.
reverse shooting.
Just
There's a-
imagine a
You're
sniper
aiming
with
the
that.
bullet along a red line.
Imagine a sniper rifle with that. Fuck.
It probably wouldn't work to that degree because of the laser
Yeah.
that you would need.
It would have to be very far, yeah.
Because those laser guided weapons, they're like you have to be pretty close for the laser to.
But
start.
right now, I mean
You'd
like,
have to use a pretty bright laser.
could you imagine that?
Clearly, right now, right?
Maybe they don't need lasers. Maybe they've come with a targeting system, and you target some body heat, and the bullet just
Yeah, it's
flies.
it's called the COVID shot. It's gonna put the tracer right in your asshole. Yeah, take some dirty little guns.
Very spicy shit later.
Anyway, but yeah,
I mean,
no.
For me, like I've had ideas for like fantasy weapons. I don't know if they're legit or if they're even possible, but I've always loved the idea of a chainsaw katana.
Like a chain sword.
Yeah, but a katana. But yeah, because flavor.
No, you're thinking, so
was
you're
kinda-
thinking more of like the vibro sword.
Yeah, or yeah, like a vibro sword or Warhammer kind of style.
Well,
Oh,
Warhammer would be more practical. As
It would be
unpractical
more
as that
practical,
weapon,
It wouldn't. It
A
wouldn't be quite
chainsword would
the
be so
size I would like that. You know,
You're
like I'd
thinking
like a
like
more
the orc
smaller
boy.
portable one.
but it'd be
It's like an
realistic.
orc boy sword. Yeah, it's like a chainsaw. It's not
Yeah.
even a sword. It's just
No, it's a
chainsaw.
chain axe. It's a chainsaw axe. The orc ones? I thought it was like an axe head
They
with a
have- they-
chainsaw.
That's the old school
I
models
think
because it
that's like
looks
a
so
buzz.
ridiculous.
Isn't it like a buzz blade axe? or something?
The
Fucking
newer one they
cool.
made look more like the Gears of War sword or the Gears of War gun.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. The chainsaw lines.
See, there's
Yeah,
there's a
chainsaw
there's a
lines.
crazy gun. Fucking the chainsaw.
Like a shotgun with a fucking chainsaw on the bottom.
That's
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous. I would be surprised if they actually do that someday. Someone makes a practical
You have
version.
something else. It's like one of those
It'll
little
probably be the
turkey
Russians that make
you put a
something like
turkey
that.
knife. It's got like the 6 blades in it, and it just rotates the blades really quickly. Put like 3. It's
Yeah.
like 3 bayonets on the end of your shotgun.
Oh yeah.
And they
Yeah,
just
yeah.
rotate.
In the way my thought is like along like a sword, it would have the track inside the blade, and then when you activate the engine, it would pop the blade out, and the track would run along the blade.
Like a double
See, there's
switchblade.
the other one where you do the.
It would
you
like
do
switch the
it's almost like
switchblade.
a trench along
Yeah,
the
kind
blade.
of.
So when you
Except
hit
it
the
would pop
button
up
on
in
it,
the
it
center,
releases
and then
venom.
Yeah.
Sorry, one at a time.
The other one's and I think that's an actual blade though. It's the knife that has like a trench in the blade, and
Mhm.
it carries poison in the hilt. And when you press this button, it releases the poison down the edge of the blade.
That's cool.
Isn't
That
that
kinda
an
works
old
with me. I don't know
Japanese
that.
blade?
It might be.
That
I
sounds.
know it's an assassin style weapon, but like the idea was the poison was so toxic you couldn't handle it, right? And the only way to get it on the blade was to best carry it inside. So you release the toxin out onto the blade, and then the blade became untouchable by anything.
Definitely seen that before.
That's probably the prettiest closest concept to my other like weapon I've been wanting to like theorize of how to make would be like a dagger that's like when you stab someone with it, it's made of a metal that's brittle enough that it breaks.
Already
And
done.
that piece- and when it breaks inside you, it's also a C4 explosive.
Ah, that's not.
You mean
Um,
something like that?
Yeah.
No, there's already
I think
blades.
that's actually a thing too. Yeah, it's like a dagger that has a little charge on the end of it that you can stick
Yeah.
into people.
But there's the
that's basic, yeah.
obsidian blades. Obsidian blades have been around.
Dagger would sort of get stabbed
No, I
with.
know like an obsidian.
Obsidian blades, yeah, that's the purpose of it, is for it to break off.
Yeah,
That's
because
That
it's
was-
like
that was the
the
Aztec,
shards. Yeah,
Not the Atlatl. What the hell is that club called?
it was the Aztec war sword. No, it was.
Then,
Well, it
With
was,
the
it was a club with fucking shards in it.
Yeah, it was called.
It's
It's called a war
sword.
sword.
But it was a club with shards.
But the point. The
that
point.
was their chain. That was their chain sword, but it didn't move.
Yeah, if you ever look at.
Toothed club.
But no, obsidian is sharp enough to do that kind of stuff. It can like.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But then it
See, my
splinters.
thought-
Then it gets inside your skin and it never leaves, and it kills
My
you the
thought
long way.
afterwards, and it's
Just
having
cutting
that.
is removed.
Yeah.
It's having that piece that you broke off somehow like reform itself, so that way you're technically not breaking your dagger into pieces as you go.
An unending dagger supply. So you mean like
Exactly.
like the dream of like anyone? Oh, I
Yeah,
want
no,
this
I-
ammo pack that never
It's a
ends.
theoretical idea. Yeah.
He's thinking of having like a symbiote sword.
Where's my laser
Take my
guns?
Arm off and regrow my arm.
You stab someone and it breaks
Where-
off the tip, but
where's
it
these-
grows back,
I
and then
we're
that
in
tip's explosive.
we're in 2021, 2022. Damn it! I was promised when I was a little kid that we'd have
Wanna
laser
grow
guns
level.
everywhere.
Oh, did you see the memes for
almost
today?
the thing.
Today's Terminator Day.
I know. I
So
want.
there's somewhere some
I didn't know.
guy named Kyle Reese is being teleported at a time into America.
I just want my
We're
god.
just waiting for the rise of John Connor. It should be in the news any day now.
I just want my laser guns.
Those are a thing.
The
Per-
horror thing.
I've seen like versions with like giant like laser packs that are basically like they don't they're not like
Well,
they're like
they-
they're like
they-
microwave tanks. Like microwave
They've been
tanks are a
theoretically,
thing.
Microwave tanks are scary.
All they do
That's
is cause you
scary.
discomfort and
It's
cancer.
scary.
They're literally cancer tanks. They just cause you great
Yeah.
discomfort and heat and then cancer.
There
They're basically cancer tanks. Let's fire cancer at the enemy.
Mm,
Get
fun.
your cancer ready.
There was for a
No,
time,
not
I
the
don't know,
cancer race.
And the worst part about that though is it's not like your own troops are protected. You're just firing at like
It's
radiation.
the
down
cancer
field.
rays.
Yeah.
Quickly, fire the cancer rays.
Yeah,
Your squad just takes their shirts off and be like, "Oh, guys, we get to tan for free now."
No, you've won this battle, but 20 years down the line, oh, have we won? You don't know yet.
We've won the war. I've heard of back like around World War II that energy weapons were somewhat in a development stage. I don't know how far that's come since then, but I don't know. There's a number of things that were developed.
We have
in that
Tesla
time,
solar cars, so I would assume that's come a long way.
You want to know what
Oh,
would
yeah,
really
yeah.
be
Right, 'cause
scary?
We only see the civilian side of technology.
Yeah,
Fucking-
yeah. Well, we don't get it for 10 years after the military's had it.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Don't even think about World War II. Think about being in World War One and having never seen a tank or a motorized vehicle in your life. Being on the front lines, and then because they weren't Panzers yet, right? They didn't have actual tank heads on it. They were just
Remember, their whole series was called Panzers. They had Panzer
That's right, that's
tracks,
right.
too.
But they just can you imagine never seeing a motorized vehicle in your life? And all of a sudden, you feel rumbling and you look over the fucking pit and you just see this massive piece of metal rolling towards you.
It was a sun ceiling or a sunroofed tractor with like 6 guys in the back of it.
Still,
and a
though.
big gun strapped to the front, dude. No, that would be scary as fuck because you
Like-
hit the tractor like as it's
Yeah.
right into the trees. You're like, the fuck is that?
And you
All of a
have
sudden, the bush line of the tree falls over, and then all it is that gunfire, man. Boom, 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 boom. And all you see is like the top of Buddy's head sticking out over the top of his tractor. There's like the plate of metal fused to the front of the tractor.
with a minigun, just laying his 50 cal.
Over the thing. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just laying down with the 50 cal. And he's
That's-
got 6 guys jumping out of the back of the fucking empty back of the thing, right?
Man, that would be crazy.
That would be insane. And then behind there's like 4 more of those things. And you're like, are you fucking kidding me?
And then there's always one guy who's like, "I want to eat it. I will devour you."
That's why grenades became a thing for a while. 'Cause grenade became defense. Chuck that shit in there.
Yeah. Man.
That was the advance of technology, right? We're going to come out with this. So this is the thing we're going to invent to counter that. So we're going to counter that by inventing this, right? And it just came back and forth. That's how war progressed.
I'm still waiting for the giant, concentrated energy beams, from the sky. Or, I remember playing, Command and Conquer Generals, and, the 2 super weapons for, China and the Middle East were pretty much regular things. One of them was, a nuclear storm. The other one was just a straight-up nuke. But the United States had this particle cannon. And I remember thinking to myself, man, that would be cool. Where's my particle cannon? Where's my actual laser defense system? Where it shoots a laser and destroys the missile.
I think that's in development.
Yeah.
But that's what I was talking to you about earlier. That's the Star Wars program.
But isn't a particle cannon... I remember reading
It's a laser defense for missiles.
What is it? Because my cousin's does quantum physics studies at Berkeley. So I do talk to him about this kind of stuff a little bit. But I can't remember if it was him or I read somewhere that a particle cannon has the ability to stabilize a particle, right? And the problem with a particle cannon is because it destabilizes so many particles at once, they don't know if it would cause a chain reaction with all the particles it's destabilizing.
Yeah, that's
it's
a possibility.
It's one of those like when they were turning on the particle collider, they were worried they might cause a they were worried they might cause a mini black hole because they didn't theoretically think it could. There was a chance because it theoretically could.
Theoretically, there was a certain percentage chance of it imploding instead of causing the reaction that they wanted.
Yeah. And I remember reading somewhere about particle cannons is that same
One of the
vein.
theories behind that was it was going to cause the Big Bang Theory and restart the universe.
That was it. That was
That was one of the theories.
They were super scared because they this.
It's still it's an activity today.
Theoretically, who knows?
That happened 6 or 7 years ago, Sarah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know, but just they still did it despite knowing.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. They
Oh, yeah.
actively use
yeah.
There's more than one Hadron Collider.
I
There's a
know.
large one and there's a little one, and they use both of them quite actively.
Oh yeah. But
They-
could you
it's-
you don't
No,
remember
it's
this,
over,
Sarah?
Like 3 countries or something. It's like actually pretty big. It's like 5 or 6 kilometers in tunnels.
Science is about fucking around and then finding out, Sarah.
I just
Learn
can't.
from your mistakes.
Fucking around with like what they believe to be world-starting physics.
And then they're like, well, shit, because we did the thing. We didn't mean to do the thing, but it
That's
happened.
called world-starting size explosions on a
Oh,
planet that
Lord.
already exists. Like-
Yeah, that's exactly it, Andrew. That's
But what
exactly how
science has
wars
the
is.
possibility of killing
No,
everything.
science.
It for the sake of science, Sarah. Jesus.
But they wouldn't kill everything. They would just
Oh my
take us another
lord.
10,000 years to get back to this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities of what could have happened there.
Ah. Man,
And we could have gone into another forward future.
Yeah, there was the idea we would have even popped ourselves or opened a door to another dimension, and we have no
Yeah.
idea what's on another dimension. Right?
Yeah.
You could conceivably relieve
Anything.
Cthulhu. Like-
I'm just
Or-
looking it up.
Or the flood.
I'm just looking it up,
Yeah,
and
or
another.
any number of things like stuff the brain just doesn't know how to handle because it doesn't exist in our time. Like
Yeah.
things that don't
exactly.
look right?
Yeah.
I was just looking it up, and another time that they were thinking about that. 'Cause apparently, there's been a couple times where they thought scientists have thought they might end the world with experiments. The
Oh,
first
absolutely.
first time, the first one that's put here was Tesla turning on his Tesla
Mhm.
coil. That was
Yeah,
the
that too.
that was
When he's
considered.
standing inside the cage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the first one. Another one was when they first tested the atom bomb. They
Yeah.
didn't know if it was going to be a contained explosion or it would radiate out.
Yeah, they still popped it off in the fucking desert.
Yep.
Even
They're
the
like,
Koreans are smart enough to like, hey, like, there's a big body of water. Let's fire it this way.
I think it's more like this. Do we let the Germans win or do we possibly blow up the Earth?
At the same time, like I said, the Koreans were like, let's fire it into the water.
Project
As if
Scorched
the
Earth,
States
guys.
isn't covered by 2 huge bodies of water in those same locations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a better place to test that. They could have not glassed their own desert.
Yeah.
Isn't there?
Project
Tested
Scorched
it on
Earth.
enemy
Pretty sure that's
soldiers.
they
Or-
call that area the glass fields too, or something like that now.
Sorry, what was that?
Something like that, yeah.
What was that, Grease Goblin?
I was just saying they could have tested it on enemy soil instead.
They did.
Instead of nuclear
There's a
They-
big bottle of
they
water.
did.
No, they didn't. They
The-
tested it on our own first, and then they
Yeah.
fired.
Whoa! They did. They made sure it worked on their soil.
Yes.
Then they
That's
did
even worse.
Let's be fair. As horrible as it is, the Americans made sure it worked on their
That's
soil.
like packing C4 into a
Then-
shotgun and praying it works.
Then came the
Yeah.
test.
And it fucking worked, but I mean, shit. There were signs of cancer showing up all around cities in that desert area for like quite a few years after that.
Casualties of war at
That's a
that
problem
point.
for the future.
In their own country.
Yeah.
That's a problem for the future, Jerry.
They could have fired that shit off of the water.
Just looking at
Saw
my.
it rock instead of binoculars.
It's a problem for the future, and when they're working on time travel, they're not too worried about it.
No one's working
I
on
love the meme
time
about-
travel.
No, I love the meme about that.
To the smartest.
Everybody who's smart enough to work on time travel probably hasn't figured that the Earth isn't gonna be
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
where it is. So
Yeah,
they just teleport into space.
yeah, no time.
Yeah.
They haven't thought about the distance and the space of where you go.
Well, you would also, while time traveling, you would have to coordinate exactly where the Earth was in its rotation.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to navigate space, right?
It's both space and time. They are connected.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I've actually never thought of that. That's fucking
Right?
genius.
So there's probably there's a meme about that going around right now. There's probably a bunch of Doctor
Absolutely.
Who's floating through space in those
That's
space
true. But
Yeah.
I mean,
There probably are, dude.
Einstein
Probably a dog or
and Stephen Hawking theorized you can only move forward, you can't move back. It's impossible to move back.
Theorize that.
It's impossible.
But they tested it too.
Yeah, it's impossible to move back.
It's the whole black hole thing too, right?
You would
That
be
depends on-
dragging the whole. You'd be dragging all of existence back with you,
They do,
and that's what
all
makes
the
it
physics
impossible.
Of, Interstellar,
also,
when they go
yeah,
through the black
theory.
hole and he comes back.
It's
and
not
fucking,
theory. That's
like,
just science. You don't just.
I mean, because you're bending the way that a number of theories for backwards time is bending space, more or less.
No, it's
Yeah,
moving. It's
depending
moving in a circle. The theories that I've all seen about going backwards in space is you move so fast that you go in a circle, and it's the Futurama theory, or they have a better name for it, but I call it the Futurama theory.
You mean the lame ass Superman theory where you reverse the spin of the Earth? Like that's stupid.
No, where you just
that's actually dumb.
no, you
Yeah.
just keep going forward. you-
Superman would have actually killed everybody in
No.
that moment. Of
In-
time.
in the- in-
He would have changed the flow of the rotations of the ocean, and he would have changed like the
Yeah,
polar
a lot
ice
of things
caps and
would've-
shit. Yeah, he would have fucked with the world completely. That's not how you do it.
In Futurama,
possibility for backwards, but it's still
in Futurama, the way they go back is they just go forward, because the idea is that the entire universe ebbs and flows, right? And that's the standing theory. So the idea is they keep moving forward, and eventually the universe then contracts and goes back into itself, and then the Big Bang happens. But because it uses some energy every time they go back forward, every time they go do another loop, the Earth and everything in existence is just a tiny bit smaller. And they end up doing the loop like 4 times, and when they finally get back to the right time, they stop the time machine, and it drops like 20 meters. Because that's how much of the universe had been used. Because they had gone
3 meters.
Was it 3 meters? That's it.
Yeah, they were exactly just above where they were.
That's right.
Like before.
So it's to show that they went through 3 times, and each time the universe consumed itself a little bit, and that still is the reigning theory on time travel towards backwards.
Actually, so what they're saying right now, and as for backward time travel, it is possible to find solutions in general relativity that allow for it, such as a rotating black hole. But traveling to an arbitrary point in space-time has very limited support in theoretical physics.
Is that a binary?
With quantum mechanics or wormholes.
I thought that was binary black holes. 2 black holes spinning around each other.
No, it's a rotating black hole.
Yeah, quantum is still kind of working on a lot of stuff, and it's potential that it could possibly discover something like that.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's a very...
So they say it's varied, yeah. Like going through would be the same as like the interstellar theory, right?
Yeah.
Just words. You couldn't control the point at which you'd come out at, or choosing a point using a machine is basically impossible.
And then that depends on there's still theories and debates on how the universe works in itself. Like there's at least
shit.
A couple different, right? So but those theories,
we don't know anything.
Right? No, that's what I'm saying. Is each theory has different rules, which makes it a different
my
experiment
comparison
each time,
about that is
right?
we know about 10% of what's in the ocean. That's a glass of water compared. Right?
Yeah. Compared to the ocean itself of the universe.
I think I've heard that.
Universe, yeah, right. Like that's.
I've heard that too many
that's
times.
Nothing.
On that note of Interstellar, though, anyone seen the new Matthew McConaughey commercial? It's like a Doritos commercial where he's like flat and goes inside a vending machine.
Oh yeah.
And he uses the Lexus voice. Sometimes you're just hungry. You don't know where you're gonna get your food.
That's just the commercial smoothness.
Fucking love loving Matthew McConaughey.
Doritos before. Now you have to eat them in 3D.
Yeah, theoretical physics.
Yeah.
I have a copy of Black Holes of the Universe and everything.
Some interesting
If I
thoughts.
can drag us back to the topic.
I mean, if you want. It's not like you have a bunch of swords behind you or anything.
What do you mean topic? We don't have a topic.
We do. It says right there.
That's just a starting
the
point.
left.
Yeah, that's a suggestion. They're like
That's just the starting point. Where we end up is God who knows anymore.
Yeah, I think that's the point of the show. It's like when we were I think John has said that a couple times too. Like oh, we've gone on like our fourth tangent now. This is usually where we end the story. Or what was the other one? When we talk about Hitler. Every conversation just devolved to Hitler.
It's true. When everything else is left to talk about and everything devolves to that, it's like, no, stop and end the show.
Yeah. Move back to the weapons.
I was just thinking of the Yaka arrow from Marvel.
Oh,
The arrow that flies around when you whistle.
that is
You
cool.
mean the most
right.
impractical weapon I've ever seen in my goddamn
It's
life?
super
I
cool,
can,
Yes.
I
man.
can actually see
But
it.
it
It
would
is
be
kind of
cool.
Oh, it's super cool.
Rings of the Galaxy, is that what they call it?
Bullshit.
I didn't know that this was called, but I can see
what?
that. That is possible because it works off vibration, right?
I think it's
If you
just a
make a-
magic arrow.
It-
Does it work off of anything?
It
It's
is
not-
vibration.
It's
Yeah, it is
magical.
vibration.
It works off his whistling.
That's vibration.
It's the vibrations from his whistles.
It's
And
thing
like
on his
the
head.
tone he makes.
So I can.
The fin, and he makes the certain vibrations, and that's how he does the call.
Yeah, the fin is.
Yeah.
what-
He's
it
basically
modifies
talking R2
vibration.
to it.
It's
Exactly. He's giving targeting systems by whistling.
That's the.
It's
Echolocation.
impractical.
It would be
but it's cool.
echolocation. He would send a radio signal because that fin on his head is connected to the dart, right?
Here's
And
what.
then technically it's a form of echolocation that he's using.
Here's what I would say. The only people who could the
You're
the
right, it's
amount of skill
to whistle that
it
long.
would take. Oh, I can do that. That's easy. I can whistle forever. That's just learning to whistle in and out.
Yeah, no, I approve of that message
Yeah.
when we went hiking.
It is easy. Yeah.
Yeah, you can whistle. I could whistle for like hours on end and nonstop. That's no
I
problem.
can't whistle that good.
Just learn to whistle breathing in and out. But that being said, it's like
Yeah.
it's just the amount of skill.
To whistle with your mouth open.
That would be a that'd be a 1 in a million kind of person. No one could.
He is a 1 in a million kind of person, right? That's the
Yeah.
point.
I just don't know. I disagree. That is the most impractical
Very
weapon.
common, y'all.
It's so impractical. Yeah, you could just shoot him. Why are you waiting for this arrow to fly at you when you just bam, he's dead?
Also adds that confusion too, because why are you whistling at me?
No, I shoot you. I think I can figure out real quick while you're whistling at me. My bullet flies faster.
You maybe could, but that doesn't mean everybody else can.
No, I think it's just dumb. That's why it's so impractical. Like, it's like the sword versus the gunfight Indiana Jones. Oh, look at me dancing around with my cool little sword tricks. Shot in the face.
Shot in the face.
That's
That was an improvisation too, eh?
Sorry?
That was
the same as the
that was
smart
not
gun.
original script.
He was supposed to. Yeah, he was supposed to have a sword fight
Yeah, they were supposed to have a sword fight. Harrison Ford was like, "Why don't I just shoot him in the face?"
because he was sick or something. But yeah.
No, it's because that's like the way Indiana Jones would do things. Indiana Jones is a sword fighter.
I think it may have had to do with him being sick as well. At least that's the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless,
I heard he mostly just improvised it.
hilarious though. It's the same idea
It's
there.
one of the funniest scenes in the movie.
You can sit there and try to whistle at me, but my bullet flies faster than your lips. At least.
It's just it's the same kind of thing as the smart gun, right?
Yeah.
What?
Because it's you're putting a target and it just follows to go where you're going, essentially, right?
But if there's multiple targets,
Then
my
you get
bullet
multiple
still.
arrows. I was just, it did kind of go through that
I
too.
mean, if I shoot
Especially
multiple-
when-
I still think
Especially
my
when it was a
bullet.
target that could go when that bullet can go through walls in any direction that you choose.
But so can most.
I mean,
of-
honestly, I think that scene was them just having some CGI fun.
Oh yeah, definitely.
When the arrow thing just goes nuts. and starts
I'm
killing
just adding
everything.
to that, you know, because
Impractical.
that's part of the targeting system. Because his whistling essentially gets everybody in a certain area that is regardless of where they are in a wall or behind cover.
No, it's
then
impractical as
target
fuck.
it.
No way.
I don't think it's impractical. I think it's specific.
I think it's specific to
Yeah,
get
it's
yourself
very
shot in the
specific.
face.
That's why you don't stand in front of somebody with a gun and use it. Obviously, that's kind of like he didn't do that.
No,
He
the
hid
only
behind the
way.
wall and did it.
The only way I could see this being a practical weapon is if you were like stealthy and you need to kill like 1 or 2 people and with no sound. Beautiful way to do it. You like mimic a bird call and like point out two of them, goes to the woods, kills out two of them, and done. Nothing. Otherwise, no, fuck that. Shot in the
I
face.
disagree. That's why you don't. It's you don't use like a weapon like that, like a
No,
standoff.
you just don't use that kind of weapon. You use one that will work.
Well, you use one appropriate to the situation, right? You're not gonna use a sword in the middle of a fucking gunfight.
Yeah,
either.
so you're just never going to use the needle because it's just never useful in a situation. You're going to find yourself carrying this useless this useless thing that can fly through the air. You know what makes more sense? The Hunter Seekers from fucking Dune. At least those make fucking sense.
You seem to be the only one that sees that.
And those things are dumb as hell. You have to control them with little panels that are like Game Boys, and they move slowly through the air.
Oh man, those are even worse. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, but at least it's more useful because one sting and they insta kill.
The arrow.
But an arrow through your head, not an insta kill, not at all.
No.
They're also
It's the air that kills you.
Yep, it's the oxygen that corrodes your face after it goes through your skull.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I still think those are better. Useless.
Yeah, you have interesting. We all have interesting thoughts. Show, John.
Going back to fantasy weapons.
Green Lantern's ring.
No.
That would be cool.
That's just dumb.
It's cool.
I mean, it's a possibility if you make something that
No.
essentially can atomize synthetic
Light?
creation.
I mean, yeah, but that thing literally chooses you based on your emotions, which I think.
Well,
is
yeah,
gay.
that's that.
No.
It's not even that.
is dumb.
Wait.
That's a weapon,
Let's strip this down. The idea of a Green Lantern's ring is it takes light energy, or a Lantern's ring takes light energy and constructs it into a solid thing. The amount of
Yeah,
light
atomizes
energy
something.
that would take, like, actually, is
Not all their rings
ridiculous.
do that, though. Remember.
Well,
But,
that's
uh,
what has all-
I know.
Like wild and shit.
I'm just telling you, like, what the basis of a lantern is.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
the green,
yeah.
what the
So,
Green
like,
Lantern is,
yeah.
specifically.
So what you're
Each of them have their own deal.
So what you're trying to do is trying to turn light energy into something solid, which I'm sure it can happen. It's just the amount of light energy is
Well,
ridiculous.
that's the thing is, I would assume
They
that's not
put
affected
out in the
by
comics a
calcium
couple
energy.
times when he has to recharge his ring, and he's like, "Oh shit, what do I do?"
Insaniac, you cut out that whole time.
I was gonna say the impracticality of it is brought up a number of times in the comics when he has to recharge his ring, and he's like, "Oh shit, I'm out of juice, guys."
Right? That's like Batman being out of like grappling.
Yeah, I'm out of tools. What do I do? Got punched by.
You mean Batman without a shark repellent?
Yeah.
No, it's anti-freeze proof underwear.
Shark.
My favorite fucking Adam West episode ever. They get locked in the freezer. Oh, we won't freeze, Mr. Freeze. I have my anti-freeze proof underwear. And he does the whole fucking pose and everything. I was like, God damn, that's hilarious.
But that's because Batman was meant to be a joke by then. It was still super
No,
campy.
that's the Adam West.
Yeah, it was. It was,
That one's supposed to be a joke.
and we're
And then it got super serious because the silver they
It's not
said
the
the
DC.
Golden Years comics, they were gruesome and they were deadly and they were violent. And then the Silver Years, they had to soften it because parents were like, my kids can't read that. So that's when you got the Adam West style Batman stuff.
and
to make it lighter.
George. What is it? George Romero's Joker, where he didn't even shave his mustache, just painted.
He painted over it, and his flower always had water in it.
It's now legend.
He was the prankster. He's actually still goes down in legend as one of the three Jokers, though. He's the
Yeah, he
prankster.
is. Yeah,
He
he's
is.
one of the three, yeah.
The three Jokers.
And then Heath Ledger's Joker. And Jack Nicholson.
Who's the best Joker?
Oh, that's a hard question.
Mark Hamill.
I was gonna say they're
Yes.
Mark
That's
Hamill.
what most people say,
He's
and
one
I
of
don't
my
disagree
favorite.
with
It's Mark
that.
Hamill.
It's a good one.
Yeah, Mark
Yeah.
Hamill's really good.
I still live for his Joker. Like, as much as I love
The
Heath
animated
Ledger,
series is, like the
Definitely the
best
best
Batman ever.
animated Joker.
Andrew, you gotta stop talking when people do. Your mic like cuts out. It sounds garbledy. Just to let you know. But yeah,
He's definitely, I'd say, one of the better animated Jokers. But I don't know if Mark Hamill could do live action Joker.
I think he could.
I don't think he could. I think he's stuck. I think in terms of animated universe, if we separate it, yeah, Heath Ledger is one of the better Joker. He's probably. Oh, Jack Nicholson is so good too, though.
He is really good.
That's a really hard toss up.
Yeah.
But if we're talking overall Jokers, man, no, Mark Hamill.
I'm a big
He's
fan
done
of
such a good
Jack
job.
Nicholson can flip his personality like that. Even though his is still considered the mobster, right? Not the psychopath.
Still really good though. Like
His is great. No, his is so good.
oh, it's great.
Like his girlfriend's face gets fucked up, so he just gives her a mask and takes her out as if she's still like the prettiest woman alive. Like treats her like gold.
What is the Joker's main weapon? Because in combat games he uses
It's
a
the
knife.
revolver. It's that really long
I
barrel
don't think
revolver with the fucking flag that pops out of it.
I don't know
So-
if it's a main weapon. It's a,
But-
it's a weapon he's used.
He's used it in everything. That or his flour with actual acid.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the flower with acid. Okay, that's the more.
Yeah.
I guess George Romero always.
Maybe the closest, but even then, like, I don't know. He's never really had a
All
main
of them have
weapon.
used the flour except for Heath Ledger's. He used it as a style piece. He didn't have it as
Haven't
like
get it there yet.
it wasn't an attack, right? It was a style piece.
He did things with a pen that no Joker will ever replicate,
Yeah,
so he gets a pass.
Absolutely.
He gets a pass.
That was,
Oh no, man! He still had his own form of magic tricks. That was
Was-
entertaining. Yeah.
that was what I found was the point of the Joker. He didn't really have any specific weapon. Anything he put his hands on became a weapon. The sorts of people, objects, things.
I still think
Yeah,
his joy buzzer.
He's the agent of chaos.
Yeah.
When does he use his joy buzzer
Joy
though?
buzzer. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that's probably a good
He
one.
uses it a few times, but I wouldn't say that's his main either.
I don't know
Not,
if that's
not very
his
often. He doesn't even use it in every one of the animated movies. He uses it maybe twice.
That's where like I wouldn't say he has a main weapon. It's just him. He
The
doesn't
revolver,
matter.
man. He uses every rendition of the Joker uses that revolver.
Yeah, they use that. They use a revolver. They don't always use the bang revolver, right?
Not the bang revolver, but everyone uses. That's what I'm saying. It's like the revolver.
That's yeah. He always uses
Specifically, not even a handgun. Not even a handgun. The revolver.
Like, he's
but the
used-
weapon he hands in Dark Knight. The weapon he hands Two-Face when he's in the hospital. That's a revolver.
Yeah, but I mean, he uses automatic
Every
weapons.
single
he uses
Joker uses,
explosives, he
yeah,
uses
of course
knives.
they do.
No,
But
no,
every
no.
single-
I
we're
think
talking about a trademark weapon, and that
But I'm-
that
I
Joker
mean, I don't-
doesn't use the rose. Every
I don't
other
think
Joker
he-
uses the rose. I'd say every Joker has used the revolver. It's the one weapon that's confluent between each. Joker.
he's got a point because George Romero
He
uses the
uses it,
revolver.
it's not-
Every
but
single
he's-
one of them is used a revolver.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying it's more of like anytime they use a weapon, it's like for a scene, and that's it, right? It doesn't come back again a lot of the times.
But it
Except
does.
for his revolver.
Yeah, like I mean when other Jokers play him, but I mean in like when he
No,
when
I
he's
was saying when other
in the movie.
Jack Nicholson walked around with a revolver the whole time too.
I don't remember that older one. Not that I'm disagreeing, but like
Heath Ledger had used a revolver at least 3 times throughout that movie.
All right. Well, let's
I
do
think
it this
I
way.
don't remember
I
Insaniac.
was just gonna say the one that every Joker used the most is probably revolver.
Yeah,
All right.
no, I'm not disagreeing. They use it. I'm just saying if
So
it feels
that would
like
be- I would say
use
it
it-
would be his
they use it
trademark
once
weapon.
and then it's over to some degree.
Definitely not. They
You know
always
what?
use,
Thinking
they
about
always
it,
use it throughout.
I feel like his signature weapon would be his intellect.
Well,
Yeah.
clearly.
That's what I'm trying, that's what I'm trying to pitch.
He's clearly the weapon, but
Yeah.
no, he said it himself. He's not a weapon. He's an agent of chaos.
Well, the Heath Ledgers did.
Yeah.
I see him more as the
They're
hand
all,
using the
they're all,
weapon.
they
you know?
all are in their own way. The prankster still caused trouble.
I
when
find
doing
he's like-
bank heist, he just all causing chaos.
I find he's like the hand using the weapon. You know how people are like, "Oh, guns kill people." That's like the Joker's kind of thing. Like, I didn't kill him; the gun did. And that could be anything for him.
I'd say
What about this
Heath Ledger's
Joker
Joker was
toxin,
very much, no, I'd say Heath Ledger's Joker was I killed him.
I think we have a winner. Joker
Whoa.
Toxin.
Yeah.
Joker
Yeah.
toxic.
That's his thing. 'Cause
That's-
Joker Toxin.
That's true. Yeah.
That's it.
they don't use
That's
it
a
enough-
winner.
enough in the
Except for
movies, but
that's
yeah.
the funny thing is Joker steals that toxin from Scarecrow. That's
Yeah, he
modified.
does,
Yeah, and then he makes
But
it
he doesn't
happy.
even have that until later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
he-
a staple later
But
on.
even
Yeah,
George Romero
definitely.
had the laughing gas.
Yeah. the
So
laughing gas.
you always
Keith did it.
So that's probably, I'd say, laughing gas.
I would agree though. Yeah, that's probably the most iconic thing. The gas strong enough to kill the Justice League.
I mean,
Well,
even
that would be after years and years of it being
Yeah.
tempered. But yeah,
I was just gonna say
And everybody else.
he steals it from Scarecrow, and then later on, after Bane fucks up Batman, he steals Bane's venom and adds that to the juice.
Yeah, he just makes it worse over time, right?
Over time, he slowly gets it worse and worse, and the Joker's gas becomes staple, like his own deal.
Yeah.
even in the newest
They start
Joker
calling it
movie,
the Joker gas.
he uses the revolver. I was just thinking about that. That's what he kills Jack Nicholson with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. He does use a revolver. I
Pulls-
found it was more like a lot of the times when he used a weapon, it would be like for a scene, regardless of what the weapon was, and then sometimes it wouldn't come back.
Well, yeah, I got that.
Obviously,
Yeah, but
weapons and stuff do come back.
If you pay attention, like I've just been saying, the revolver
Yeah.
always comes back.
Yeah.
In Dark Knight, he used it 3 times, and then that became
Memory of a
Two-Face's
goldfish,
weapon.
so
That became Two-Face's weapon throughout the whole last half of the movie was Joker's
yeah,
revolver.
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah,
I just had the memory of a goldfish sometimes, so I don't always remember all the specific details.
we know.
It's okay.
Batman and Star Wars.
We-
those
we
are
all
my
have
like,
that
You
I
got-
love those two
You
things.
got me and
That's why I-
Jeremy to sit here and remind you of everything, every little detail.
Man, you know.
Sorry, what's in the tea?
What is in the
Oh,
tea? What is in the smoker gas?
and Andrew can tell you it's tea.
It's full of mother's milk.
Tea. Isn't there, since we're on Batman villains, isn't there a villain that uses tea as a weapon?
I don't know if
There's the
Matt
condiment
Hatter,
king.
but I
There's,
don't know.
yeah,
if
it's
Matt
in Mad
Hatter
Hatter.
uses-
But he's a mind control guy,
Yeah, I don't know if he uses tea as a
and he's a
He drinks it.
stalker, and his story is actually really creepy. Probably don't want to.
Oh yeah.
There's that
Yeah.
guy who uses ketchup as a
What
weapon.
was his? Was
Oh, Condiment King.
Yeah,
Condiment King!
condiment king.
Best villain ever.
Edward Teach, I think was the name.
Edward Ketch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Calendar man.
Calendar Man is actually brutal.
Dude,
Yeah.
Calendar Man is so brutal.
Like,
he's almost as bad as Das.
yes.
Victor's Das that's another one you don't really want to get into his
Yeah.
backstory.
Yeah, no.
You wanna-
Yeah.
No. Condiment King is awesome. He's as good as the Trickster from the Flash comics. He's just a know nothing villain who just wants to be a villain. But he might as well be from the Tick. Like Condiment King might as well be from the Tick series.
Right.
He'd fit there.
Yeah, he would. I found like DC villains are either like extremely like gruesome and like fucked up, or they're like really goofy.
Yeah, or they're
Like the
super
fucking
goofy,
Toy
yeah.
Maker.
I was gonna say like Marvel kind of kept to that. They're
Or
like
fucking
midline
Mirror Master.
goofy. There's not like
But DC
you know,
at least
Marvel's trying to get serious now. They're less.
A little bit,
They're
yeah.
trying to.
at least DC holds some faith to their characters. Like, it's very, very rare you'll see a character shift. If you ever see a new representation of a character in a DC property, it's usually a relative or an immediate descendant.
Yeah, or it shows like a giant change in the story. A lot of
It's
times.
not just some toss-out character like the garbage truck of Spider-Mans that they've tossed out and thrown out over the years.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'll agree with
DC has put some value in their properties as much as it doesn't
you.
look like they
They
do.
have family values.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's that brutal, scary kind
Their
of like, or it's the goofy
and
whatever.
down and like their sons and daughters take it over. I mean, Marvel tried a little bit of that with Magneto's children,
Yeah.
Except
Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
now Sony's making all the money.
They're supposed to be taking over.
DC's or what is it? Disney's so pissed.
Marvel do that.
I will forever be a Sony fan because of how much they screwed over Disney in giving them Spider-Man and the X-Men. Have you guys looked at that? Have you guys heard about that? Something
That's been
like
back and forth. Spider-Man almost
Go
got
back and
fucked
forth. I remember hearing
Yeah.
that too.
hard by that, like real bad.
fucking
then-
Sony's amazing.
Yeah, they-
Just gives Disney the biggest middle finger. Fuck you, bros. You
Well,
want
here's the thing: is Disney still owns rights to a bunch of things of Spider-Man that they're making money from, like likenesses and toys and shit.
Oh, they want Spider-Man though. I see that cash cow.
They do.
It's the movie. It's Sony pretty much only has rights to the movie.
And games.
They don't have, and,
Movie
yeah,
and games. X-Men and
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Both.
and both are coming back, but the Disney still has rights to all the toys.
Sony doesn't care. They don't make toys. They don't make toys. They make games. They have the game
No.
rights.
No. Slap yourself and take 5 minutes to look on Google. Oh my God, the toy market is way better than the game market by tens of thousands of dollars.
Oh, dude, I wish I had
Collectors
collectors
are dumb. Collectors will spend $10,000 to get, and I use this heavily quoted, original toys
Yeah, they
that
will.
are sold to like 100 people.
My aunt
There's
fucking
1,000 of that toy on the market.
my aunt sells on eBay to those people.
Your
Makes a
aunt
lot of money.
sounds like me.
Games,
Yeah.
games. Think about it.
Makes
a game
a lot of money,
once.
dude.
They make a shit ton of money on that game once. That's why, like,
Like Dragons.
Marvel Avengers was almost. It still pretty much is considered a flop.
I've
They're
actually
not
got
making money on
I heard
it.
from those. Like, how could it?
Whereas the toy market is massive. They've been fucking up the Marvel games for a little while. The last couple haven't been successful.
Except
you know
for
what?
that Spider-Man one, which was Sony.
Yeah, that new Spider-Man one was really
Spider-Man,
good.
Yeah, that's literally the only money they've been making is on the Spider-Man game.
But that was Sony.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's not Disney.
Yeah.
Disney makes all the toy money, which is still out producing the games.
The Hot Wheels toy market is fucking huge. Like,
Same with the
collectors for that
Transformers.
shit. Like,
People still-
you pay like thousands of dollars for Hot Wheels, bro.
People
Yeah,
still
dude,
play.
people put that shit in glass cases still.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
Have,
being
like, things and shit.
like the dad of a kid and just like you collect Hot Wheels and you tell your small child
Yeah,
you're not
when I
allowed
was
to
a kid,
play
I
with
didn't even
any of
care.
those. You're not allowed to play with
Yeah.
any of those cars.
I present you to modeling, like
Yeah.
like miniature wargaming.
Oh yeah.
Right. Look how much money it is for a small army. Now
Oh my
think
God.
about toys.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Another
no,
good
it-
example is
And there's collectors.
those shiny pieces of cardboard. John and I both collect for sure, and I think Jeremy still does
Right.
too.
Magic cards.
Moneymaker.
Do not.
Shiny cardboard.
Shiny cardboard makes a lot of money.
collect any-
Oh. Yes, I am
Wow,
an
stuff like that.
I am an owner of luxury cardboard rectangles. I know.
However, I have plastic
Luxury
polyhedral squares. I have bags, like a big bag of plastic polyhedral squares.
Yes.
Luxury rectangles.
Yeah, you
So
did.
there's
You never
that.
heard that?
There's-
I'm the proud
there's-
owner of.
Dude, that's great. That's such a good name for it. I've never heard of it
Of
before.
We
I didn't even
all
think
have
of
a
it.
lot of those plastic polyhedral squares.
Yeah.
The market on that is ridiculous because the memes are, what is the one thing you need more of?
Dodecahedrons.
On the
Luxury
D&D
squares.
forum, it's always dice.
Dodecahedrons.
Dice and miniatures.
Oh.
Fucking miniatures, yeah, it's dice.
Like the big case with all the fucking dice in it, down at like what is that? Fucking
That dice is actually, I'll be honest, because dice is the one thing I look at the most when it comes to D&D stuff too.
True.
But at the same time, I don't buy any because I'm.
You only need one pair of dice.
You
That's
no,
right.
Why?
absolutely
I have
not.
a shit ton.
Are you a psychopath?
No, you just need one set of dice.
It's
What
not
if
about
you
what
need
you
more
need.
options?
Anything
Right.
beyond the first set of dice is too much, and it's
No,
just.
It's not what you need.
Dice,
It's
I
not
know
what you
what
want.
you need.
What dice do you have again?
You're ridiculous.
I didn't say I'm not guilty of it too. I'm just saying
Popular opinion, John.
I'm just gonna live in the reality that
No,
there's
no.
only one. Like
No.
no. We all know that we have a problem.
You
You only need-
If third level needs one set of dice.
You're a psychopath.
You only
When a
need.
wizard
But
needs
also,
those third level
John,
spells,
If
Yeah.
we're going that
They
way,
do not need one
technically
set of
you
dice.
don't need.
Yeah, if you're a wizard, you need way more.
If you're talking that way, technically you
fireball,
don't need
big
any
stick.
sets of dice because what if you can just use online ones?
Yeah. Why?
There
Why?
you go.
Yeah, Sarah. No, thank you.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
technically, you don't need any dice. You could just use online rollers. All you
Yeah,
people
exactly.
wasting
Shut up.
plastic. God, you're horrible.
Please.
I think we struck a nerve.
Great, though.
Who wants to look at a thing roll on a computer? Come on.
Yeah, we do. I think that's the
no.
more environmentally safe way.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not about what's safe. It's about what's fun.
It's about what's fun.
That's not fun to look at a screen as it rolls. no excitement there.
Then
There's
then
casinos
just
for
get
that.
one
You
set of
got
dice. You just get one set of dice, and you just roll that one dice over and over and
You see
over.
people go
What if
crazy
we
over that
roll
one number.
20d6? Are you gonna roll it 20 times?
Yeah, you just have a little pad of paper and a pen, and you just write down the numbers as it goes.
Just-
Done.
Oh, God.
There's
Okay,
five
so-
really comfy rooms built for people like John.
You people are
They'll give you
nuts.
a nice little jacket that gives you a
See,
hug all day long.
You all have a problem, but none of you will admit it. And I have
You know what
many.
sounds like you have a problem, John.
I have tons of dice, but I admit that I don't need them. I only should have one set. But I'll admit I have
That's where you're
more.
wrong.
No,
See,
where you're wrong,
the
John.
problem is we don't have enough dice.
you guys are nuts.
I agree.
And
Can't
you're
fucking
saying
roll
that
with 1d6,
this is
John.
not satisfying, John.
Yeah,
That is,
that's true.
you can
That
do
is
that
true.
with one set of dice.
Can't do that online.
No, you can't.
No, you can't, but you can think you can. Just get the
You
sound.
can't really do it with one set of dice
No, I
because
can't. I'm not even that delusional where I can convince myself that that's true.
No. It's because John isn't a mage. He doesn't understand.
You could just roll a d8 four
Yes, I'm
times.
playing a level 20 cleric the
4
other day,
d8.
so
Yeah,
we'll give him
right.
that. We'll give him that. When he sees what's gonna happen over the next session, he'll be like, okay, maybe like 20 sets of dice is the minimum.
No. You know what? No. You know what? No. I'm only gonna use one set of dice now. On the sunshine. Yeah, no. You guys, no. You brought it on yourselves. This Sunday on the two shot.
Prepare for the 2 shot, guys.
Everyone talk at one time.
John counting one dice
Yeah.
forever. That's all the content you're gonna get.
You know what, John? If you are going to do this, you have to use one monocolored set of dice.
Yeah, got it. Green, my favorite.
No, blue. Has to be blue.
I have blue
Just
too.
like
Done.
something you
Easy.
enjoy.
Just
Sarah,
because
if
you're a
it's taking
cleric.
forever to roll, can he just fail because he's only rolling one set of dice, please?
Up to Caden, I think.
What? No, Jeremy.
No, Jeremy is right. Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah,
I
I'm
forgot.
already
We
good.
rotate so much, I don't remember.
See now, you guys are so evil. You guys are so bent on having me.
What was that?
You know
If he's
what?
taking forever to roll, he's only doing one die, can he just fail?
But Sarah, that's not
I gotta
teamwork.
count it down.
That's
whole
not
point-
that's not a save. Saves are one dice, Sarah.
The bonds are being broken.
That doesn't sound like something that you drew would say.
Sarah, you have to remember, our whole point for this one is working together with John.
Because we can only last that long
So
on
in
one shot.
solidarity,
Fine.
in
We can only work
solidarity,
together for
I
so
will
long, it
use
has to be
one
a
set
one
of
shot.
dice.
Sarah, they brought it on themselves. I need
We
to
did.
prove a point
did.
that you can do it with one dice.
We brought it on ourselves of the topic that you brought up.
No, the topic was weapons of mythology and crazy
No,
fantasy
you calm
weapons.
yourself down. We lost it a long time ago.
It's 'cause-
Okay, so I'm gonna take a second to address an issue that Marvel has made me so angry with because of this very Sony topic. The vibranium garbage can go to hell. It's adamantium.
Literally.
It's
I feel
always
like-
been adamantium until Sony bought the rights to X-Men.
Oh yeah.
I feel like
Captain America's
Saber
shield
would
is
win.
built out of the same shit that Wolverine is.
yeah.
That's why Wolverine and Captain America, if they fought, Cap would probably fuck Wolverine up, except for his regeneration.
Yeah, that's
Even
true.
then, Doesn't Cap have like a slight
Well,
regeneration?
yeah, Captain has regeneration too, and he's stronger, so he would probably overall fuck Wolverine up.
The only thing I would give Wolverine experience is his combat experience. Because
Yeah.
Wolverine's only power is extreme regeneration. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
He's
why he
also been
survived
in more
battling Rapid
wars.
Assault. No,
Yeah, I
he
would-
hasn't. Captain
would-
America was in the same war. There are
Mhm.
old X-Men episodes of the two of them in World War II together. Yes, there are.
Logan was also in World War One.
Yeah, wasn't Wolverine in one and in the Civil War and in
And
the Vietnam War?
Yeah, he's
He's
been
in
he's
four.
been in more
And
wars.
Captain America was in both World Wars. He was in World War One and World War II. He's a World War One.
Was he in one?
Yes,
Yes, he
in both.
was in World War
Oh, I
One.
didn't know he was one.
He was
fought-
in both Great Wars, whereas Wolverine
What's-
only fought in the second one, and he was a Canadian.
I don't think so.
Whoa, whoa,
I feel
whoa!
like he's
You
been-
have that backwards. Steve Rogers only fought in World War II. Logan fought as a Canadian in World War One and World War II. Because he,
That's what I'm-
That's how that yeah.
I think they rearranged that in Origins, and Origins was the terrible Deadpool movie that nobody wants to count as canon because fuck that.
I'm pretty
Wasn't-
sure that is
Yeah.
just
I feel like that is, but I don't know enough about
The
Wolverine
old,
to
if you
be
go into
100%.
the old X-Men series, he doesn't remember anything, and when he starts to get his memories back, he remembers working with Captain America in World War II. He never remembers anything before that. He remembers shutting down Red Skull with Captain America before Captain America gets frozen.
I don't know enough about the
And
Wolverine.
in Origins, they show him and his brother go through both World Wars. Well, it's not his brother.
Well, in Origins, they go through 4.
Sabretooth.
They go through the Civil War.
Well, they go through both
One,
Trade
2,
Wars, and then they go through Vietnam, and I think it's
and the Civil
yeah,
War.
how to say?
Because he gets
Oh,
shot by a cannon.
Yeah.
And while he's wearing a red suit.
Yeah, you're right. Well, he would have been there at that time, so it makes sense. But it also doesn't make sense because they're supposed. Well, Wolverine's supposed to be Canadian.
yes,
Yeah,
from
he-
from
yeah,
Alberta.
there's been many.
From
He's
Cold
from
Lake.
Alberta.
Yeah, from Cold Lake.
Fun.
That's why he's one of my favorite superheroes.
But yeah, that's. I want to address the vibranium issue. That's garbage. It's supposed to be adamantium. Just
I feel
replace.
like
the word.
would win.
It's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you pose the question, that's why there's a huge actually a Reddit around that question.
So the original
Lightsaber versus adamantium.
the comic book origins of Wolverine is John Bryan, the creator of Wolverine, said that him and David Cockrum intended Wolverine to be 120 years old at the time of the X-Men series. He had served in both World War I and World War II and had fought with the Canadians in South Africa before World War I. He had fought in four wars, including the Vietnam War, as a Canadian. That's his World War II. Vietnam War is where he was found, and that's when he starts the X Project. He does lose his memories for a time, eventually gets them back, but no. He's James Howlett,
Part of that was Project X.
and him and his
The Weapon X program was where
that
he
was
was
after
and
the
memories
Vietnam
because of the extent of damage they do to him, grafting adamantium to his bones.
and they're both from Cold Lake, Alberta. They're good old Alberta boys.
Sabretooth is supposed to be his like mortal enemy too. They're not
And
brothers.
yeah, they're twin brothers.
Are they twins?
Saul Creed, Victor Creed, they're brothers.
Did they do it like was that origin like correct where he had like the same father, but they like
That doesn't say in the comics.
or no, same mom, different dads.
Well, that wouldn't make sense if they were twins.
Yeah.
But they both
Sorry.
they both
Like, they're twins. Yeah, that doesn't correlate, right?
anyway.
Unless they're test tube babies of some weird form, and they consider them twins because they're like Metal Gear.
That would have been from a very long time ago before test tube
Well,
babies.
that's actually a thing too. They were talking about making genetic super soldiers, and what they do is they induce 8 pregnancies in a single subject, and then kill the 7 of the babies, so that the one embryo absorbs all of the nutrients from all the other babies, and basically just birth out a super soldier. That was an old it failed, but it was an old
I
project.
don't think that's how it works.
Metal Gear actually wrote a whole thing about that. It's huge. A lot of it is sci-fi. Don't get me wrong. A lot of it is sci-fi, but there
Good.
was an actual genetical project working around that failed.
Weird.
Huh.
In the comics,
Because-
Wolverine and Sabretooth are not actually brothers.
That's what I thought.
I was gonna say I
Yeah.
didn't think so either, but there's because there's an actual thing about that when 2 twins grow in a womb and one dies, one genetically I don't know. There's something that they said that happens to it. I can't remember what it is.
And on that note,
It's weird science, like really weird science.
The fantasy weapons.
that being said, we did talk for an hour. It's been good. I'd like to thank our viewers for watching. I'm sorry, nothing better to do. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. This was actually a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a lot. It went some places.
We tried. That's all that matters.
As always, we are Sarah Vike, who was here. We heard her voice a few times.
Yes.
We did.
The Great Grease Goblin,
My voice right now.
Insaniac,
Ooh, I'm gonna do a bit of a shout out quick.
Sir Jeremy, And I am always C4. We are the villains of the Villains Talk Show and podcast. And thank you guys
Check
for
out Comics
watching.
Explained.
Shoutouts.
Only one or two.
Only one.
Only one.
Since Comics Explained, since we were putting out, since we were just talking about comics a second ago. So
That's fair, yeah.
go check out Comics Explained. Tell them the minions are lurking.
Comics Explained. Yeah. Or Comic Historian too. They-
Comic story?
They-
Yeah.
They're friends. I like them both. I used to watch
Yeah.
them both.
I don't have that one. If you guys could put that link in the chat.
All right. That being
got it.
said,
Thanks everyone for watching.
have a great night, everybody. What they don't see is us dancing after every episode.
I dance in between episodes.
In between episodes.
Like while we're talking.